Ladies, how are you? Ladies and gentlemen, it's a fine day and I'm here with fine things. As usual, I'm here to teach people and to tell them what they need to know, things that are affecting their lives in normal circumstances. So today I'm having a very sensitive topic, and this one is for ladies. Now I'm here today to talk about vaginal discharges. Ladies, do you know what your vaginal discharge mean? Do you know? If you don't know, then that is why I'm here for you, to tell you what you need to know about the discharges. Without further ado, let me tell you what you need to know. Now, vaginal discharge, there are some or comes in normal circumstances, or it may come if you are having an abnormal thing. Abnormal thing, I mean either you're having an infection, or you're pregnant, or something else. So the first discharge, I'm going to talk about the colors and the smell. Okay, so the first discharge, it is white. Do you know what white discharge means? White discharge means, or it may come after or before you had your menstrual period. Okay, so white discharge comes when you finished your periods, or you are about to start. Okay, but when it comes, when it is white but it is having a creamy like appearance, like that of cheese, that simply means you're having a yeast infection. Okay, that simply means you are having a yeast infection. So if you're having white discharge that is not having any smell, that simply means that discharge is white, is normal. But when it comes when it is like thick and creamy like, that simply means you're having what? A yeast infection. Okay, ladies, that's number one. Number two, it is clear and watery discharge. This clear and watery discharge comes after a lady has gone through vigorous activities, or she has been having what? Exercises. So you'll have that clear and watery discharge. That is normal. So number three, it is clear and sticky. You know, the previous I've said clear and watery, that comes after vigorous activity like exercise or something like that. But this one, the third one, which is clear and sticky, I mean it looks like mucus. When you touch it and do like this, it stretches. It is stretchy like this. Okay, that simply means, my dear, you are ovulating. Hey, you are in the days when one step mistake, you will be called a mother. Okay, that is when you are ovulating, you produce white sticky, I mean mucus like discharge. That simply means you're ovulating. Okay, so ladies, take note: white sticky ovulation. If you mess around, things will be as the way it's supposed to be. Sour. Number four, if you're having a brown and bloody discharge, what does it mean? Brown or bloody discharge. It means, one, you are pregnant. Why or how? During implantation of a fertilized zygote, there is that cramping and spotting. Cramping and spotting. That is when you know that you are pregnant. If you produce that brown or bloody discharge. Number two, in normal circumstances, after you've finished your periods, those last days, finishing okay, naitwanga kipindi cha lala salama, you will also produce what? Those are brown or bloody discharge. But if you produce brown or bloody discharge in normal days, my friend, my dear, that is a bad sign, because you may be at a risk of either cervical cancer, fibroids, or any abnormal growth in the uterus. So you need to go and take pelvic examination, or just do vaginal tests. Sawa. So that is brown or bloody discharge. Another discharge, it is yellow or green. Hey, if you're having this discharge, that simply means you're having an infection. This infection may be either trichomonas, which is caused by protozoa. So you need to take note of the color and the odor. So if you're having a green or yellow discharge that is having a very strong smell like fish, that simply means you're having what? An infection. Just go and do lab tests. They will tell you the kind of infection you are having. Sawa. So those are the discharges bloody experiences or produces in normal circumstances, or if she's having infections. Now, the second part of it is, I want to tell you what causes these discharges. What causes these discharges? Where do you have to discharge a yellow discharge or bloody discharge or brown discharge or sticky discharge? This is the causes of vaginal discharge. So, cause number one, bacterial infection. In other words, is called it is called bacterial vaginosis, where the vagina is affected by bacteria. In normal circumstances, your body is having normal flora. Normal flora are good bacteria that are found in every part of your body. For example, your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your ears, your vagina, or somewhere else. Now, during this is what people make a mistake. For example, those ladies who normally have anal sex. When you do anal sex, that simply means you transfer your bacteria from the mouth down there. The bacteria in the mouth are supposed to work on them in the mouth, not down there. So when you take them down there, that is when you cause something called bacterial infection, because you're taking bacteria to where they're not supposed to be. There they cause bacterial growth, causing something called yeast infection. Sawa. Okay. Yes, this causes a bacterial infection that will affect you. Okay, so stop doing anal sex, then transferring your whatever down there, because you're taking bacteria from up or wherever they're supposed to be and taking them to a destination they're not supposed to be, where they're not supposed to be working. So if you're having a bacterial infection, you'll have a strong smell. This discharge will have a strong smell, which will also produce a smell most likely like that of fish. So if you're having a fishy smell, that simply means you're having a bacterial infection. Yeah. So I said those ladies who normally have oral sex or multiple partners, because you're taking bacteria from this lady or this man, you're mixing with this man, so you'll cause a bacterial infection. So yes. Number two type or causes of vaginal discharge, it is trichomoniasis. Trichomoniasis, it is a it is a protozoal disease which is caused by sexual intercourse. So if you had a person who was infected by trichomoniasis and you have unprotected sex, you'll get those. He will transfer the protozoa into your vagina, causing a disease called trichomoniasis in the vagina. This trichomoniasis, when it affects you, you'll produce a yellow or green discharge, which is having a bad odor. Then you will also have or experience pain and inflammation, and sometimes itching. So that is when you know that you're having this trichomoniasis. Another cause, it is yeast infection. Now, presence of yeast in the vagina is normal, very much normal. Okay, the presence of yeast in the vagina is normal, but multiple yeast growth in the vagina simply means you are having a problem, or there is a problem with your body. So if you're having a yeast infection, it is characterized by itching, and it sometimes has burning sensation. Okay, and the discharge, it's normally white and cheese like discharge. Okay, so if you're having white discharge that is having a cheese like appearance, that simply means you are having yeast. So this yeast infection, it's a fungal infection which is also transmitted through sexual intercourse. So those people who normally have unprotected sex, I really urge you to take proper tests before you engage in your leisure activities. You call it leisure. So make sure you do what? You take proper tests before you engage into your leisure activities. As we are continuing this video, kindly guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me, turn on the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, comment on the video for our growth. Okay, so there are things that make or facilitate growth of yeast in the vagina. Factors that enhances growth of yeast in the vagina. The first factor, it is stress. Avoid stress. If you are having stress, you'll facilitate growth of yeast in the vagina, causing a problem of yeast infection. Number two, if you're having diabetes, that also causes yeast infection or facilitates growth of yeast in the vagina. Okay, and then the other one is use of birth control pills or contraceptives. Take minimum, mark those things. And then another factor, it is when you're pregnant, you are at risk of having yeast infection. That is why pregnant ladies normally test their urine and you get they're having an infection. And then the other factor is when you use antibiotics, prolonged use of and especially after 8 days plus, you will encourage growth of yeast in the vagina. Another cause of these discharges in ladies, it is either gonorrhea. If you're having gonorrhea or chlamydia, you'll possibly have these discharges. Okay, so gonorrhea, if you're having gonorrhea, you'll have yellow or green discharge. Yeah, it's an STI. Gonorrhea or stroke chlamydia is an STI, sexually transmitted infection, which means it's transmitted through sex. And it is characterized by producing a yellow or greenish discharge, which is having a smell. So ladies, take note. Take note of those kinds of discharges that each and every cause produces. Then another cause, it is pelvic inflammatory disease, or in brackets PID. PID. PID is when the bacteria goes back up. They goes through, or they, when the bacteria grows through and up the reproductive system of a woman. That is why it is called pelvic, because it goes past the pelvic. It affects the reproductive organs of a woman. So that when you're having pelvic inflammatory disease, you'll be having a lot of pain in the pelvic, and then you'll be having a lot of discharge that is having a bad smell, and it is transmitted through sexual intercourse. So ladies, be very vigilant, because your organs are very sensitive, very much sensitive. If you're having this, it's a must you have sex. Please just make sure you're having these things in or with a person you trust, and you know he is safe. So the last cause of these discharges to ladies, it is called human papilloma virus, or HPV. HPV causes abnormal growth in the uterus, which may lead to cancer. Okay, so if you're having HPV, or let me just say an abnormal growth in the uterus, you'll have brown or bloody discharge that is prolonged. Okay, that is prolonged. So for you to know that if you are safe, kindly ladies, do pelvic examination, that is yearly, or pap smear, or HVS, high vaginal swab, to make sure that you are healthy and you are good to go. Don't put yourself at risks, because these things are very they are very bad. Okay, they are very what they they are very okay. I mean, just do what you gotta do, because life is short. Love yourself, observe your hygiene. Before you have sex with a new partner, do proper tests, so that you know, or you be sure that he or she is free from these things. Okay, so that is for today. Until next time, guys, God is good. Kindly watch my next episodes, because I'm going to be talking about and teaching you guys on what you're supposed to be doing to avoid many things, many problems, many health problems that can be avoided. So guys, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, and comment. Then give me a thumbs up to show me great support. Thank you guys. That was my time. Until next time, God is good. Thank you guys. Thank you.